And Dr. Brett Brimhall is a chiropractor, but he is way more, I mean, I love that he's a chiropractor, he's even more than a chiropractor. The people from all over the country come to him for brain work. He is intuitive. He is a healer on multiple levels and has helped so many people, and with focus issues too. So you understand what I mean? And we were in Canada with our teams, and I could hardly walk because I hurt my knee at the time I injured it, and it was so painful. And he just like put me on top of a table at an event and started working on me. And that's what he does. I had a consultant at a convention that was having some issues, and he's just always there to help people. He's also on the Science Advisory Board for Life Management. So, and Joy Shearer Parkin, oh, I just adore her. She is a mentor of mine. She's a master dietitian, master nutritionist, author. She was the first to bring the Mediterranean diet to Heart Hospital. She was the director of the Heart Hospital Dietitian Program. I think she's smarter than most doctors when it comes to, like, she really understands. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut those two. But I just adore her, and she has helped me over these years in just so many ways. I can't even tell you. So thank you for being here. All right, let's get this party started. I think everyone is excited about, obviously, all of our products, but especially right now with the mind-body GLP-1 activation system. So I'm going to go to the first question, and well, actually, yeah, I didn't even, okay. So for someone that's normal weight, I'm going to take this to Dr. Melody. For someone that's at normal weight, is there a concern that they could lose too much weight with the mind-body products? Because is this only about weight?
I can hear myself. Yeah, it's on. Okay, cool.
So I love this question because being part of the trial, I wanted to tell people that I was going to be trying a GLP-1, and I hadn't been on one before, because there are so many more benefits to activating GLP-1 than just weight loss. So one of the slides is even on in your back office, or if you want, I know a lot of us can share it with you. You can see how GLP-1 receptors are on multiple organs: your brain, on your pancreas, your heart, your kidneys. So activating GLP-1 is going to further help your body in its glucose homeostasis, metabolism, so that's slowing down that aging process. So it's not just about weight loss. And a lot of us who feel good about our weight, we're still looking at optimizing our muscle to fat ratio as well. And so like that, I fit into that. So in the past 6 weeks, it's been kind of fun for me to get onto my my scale and kind of see what some of the changes are, because my routine and my diet haven't changed. I just added this, and really getting to see those changes. So I'm going to say that this is, as we talk about, NRF2 is for everyone, until the day you die. Collagen, as you age, your collagen is starting to decrease. So now you have a third leg here to slow down that aging process by increasing naturally your GLP-1 on a daily basis, because this is something that you want to do with your food and your lifestyle as well.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. And she's also a bariatric board certified physician. So Dr. Brett, in the human clinical trial, did they do blood work? And what was it for? Was it for cholesterol, blood sugar?
All right, so how many of you, well, let me just answer the question. So in the clinical trial, you can read about it. It's actually on your science page. So if you guys are consultants already, just go to your normal web page, type in science/mind-body. Okay, and you can see these studies. But the highlight is kind of what she posted up here. They said that it increased the GLP 140% overall. Okay, so that was in the 12 weeks. So in 12 weeks, it increased 140%. So think of it this way: it's a hormone. Yes, GLP is a hormone that your gut's supposed to make. Right? How many of you have cravings that you don't want to have? And a food you really shouldn't eat. Okay, so that means that hormone's not working. So you're experiencing things like cravings, you're like, I don't know why I'm having that craving, or I just ate a big meal, why am I still hungry? That's because the feedback loop's not working, that hormone's not responding the way it's supposed to. So for our body to make that, it makes it when we're younger, less when we're older. Healthier the gut, the better you'll make it. So what they tested were some markers looking at blood sugar, looking at that particular, they didn't test all the markers, but they tested like the GLP did, it actually raised the hormone like it's supposed to. They did check blood sugar. Now, you'll also see some people that have done some labs before and after, and I know I've seen a couple of this from here, that where they're, so imagine if your blood sugar is changing, there's a couple markers that guess what are probably going to change. Your hemoglobin A1C, so the measure of how your blood sugar is doing over time, and also your insulin. Like I think this is much bigger than weight loss. I think this has everything to do with how you feel about your body and how your body burns food. Right? So if you plan on living a long time or living a healthy life, this has to work. So every cell in your body needs sugars, but it's got to be able to use it in the right way. This hormone orchestrates that. That's why there are GLP-1 receptors in like your muscles and your organs and your, these guys communicate with each other. So to answer your question, there were labs done. Main thing we saw blood sugar change and the GLP raised like we wanted to prove that it actually does what we wanted to do, and that it's unique and different, so much so that they're right? And when you look at other people's markers out there, like to be able to test on a study like everybody's insulin, everybody's like hemoglobin A1C, cost effective, it's not there. But just know, if you're feeling that feeling of craving, if your blood sugars, the regulation, not your sugars off, but the regulation of how your body's burning food is on. If you have those cravings, like that's the hormone responsible for that. And you're going to see, if you're consistent, you're going to see the lab markers also change. You might see that in other labs.
It's amazing. I mean, this is I started Monday, and what I'm noticing is I'm eating when I'm hungry. I'm not eating everything, and I'm not snacking.
Yeah, so just keep in mind, so for those of us, like, so when I started taking it, my wife very kindly, I think, said, oh, your stomach's shrinking. And I knew that, there's only a way a wife or a daughter could say, right? But, like, I knew that. Right? And I knew I was craving stuff that I know I shouldn't crave it. And I knew I wasn't hungry, but that big cupboard kept calling my name, the chips and salsa, right? I knew there was things off. Like I knew that. Right? So if you're experiencing that, but this is much bigger. So there are many people, several people I've talked to that you guys that heard. So my sister passed away at the disorder when she was 21. Okay. So no matter how thin she got, she never saw herself as thin. It makes no sense, right? You'll see somebody like right there, like crazy skinny, like why don't they think they're thin? She was like 5'8" almost, and like less than 90 pounds, right? But she couldn't see it. Now, how many of you looked at a picture and said, "Oh, everybody looks better than me," right? Okay. Just so you know, like that's not. It's not. Your brain doesn't always tell you the truth, right? So this hormone is partially responsible for that. So when you're worried about, hey, I'm too thin, people are worried about by taking this. That's why I measure the inches. That's why I measure your body fat percentage. There's what's called skinny fat, right? So you measure body fat percentage. Just measure the stuff that matters. The inches, the body fat percentage. Like that's what people really need to hear. Media will tell you to measure the weight. No, yeah, this is about measuring the inches, measuring the body fat percentage, measuring how you feel mentally. Do it that way, and it's not. So when people lose the weight, they won't come off the product. That they understand this is part of the lifestyle that you need to have if you want to function optimally.
I love that. I love what Dr. Donnie Nettles says too. He says this is beyond weight loss. This is about a healthy relationship between the mind and the body. And it helps so much with resetting. We still have to eat healthy. We still have to have a healthy lifestyle, right? So, but I'm just so excited about LifeVantage. Just does everything above and beyond. It's amazing. Joanne, so those that are on the GLP, well, I would just say the agonist injections, okay, and they're wanting to transition. How do you do that? What do you do?
That might be for Dr. Melody.
Is that a question for Melody?
Yeah, it's a question for Melody. I just might want to add a little bit about the question about if you're normal weight, should you be taking these products? So I am super excited, especially about the MD Enhance, because the MD Enhance works down low in your colon, and it produces something called short-chain fatty acids. These short-chain fatty acids provide a multitude of health benefits. So no matter if you're normal, overweight, that product is going to provide protection for your brain, your heart, your cardiovascular system. The short-chain fatty acids are great for your immune system. They are chemoprotective. They're just like one thing that you want more of those short-chain fatty acids. You go to the AMA program called Perplexity, my favorite AMA program. Type in short-chain fatty acids, and you're going to get excited, and you're going to want to take that MD Enhance every day for the rest of your life to get those gut health benefits. So, and I've been teaching on the gut microbiome in my retirement community. Where are my ladies back there from Ropes and Ranch? Stand up, yay, right? So, there they are, yes, okay. So I've been teaching nutrition classes in my community, Mediterranean diet, and the last one I taught was better gut, better brain. And the role of the gut-brain axis for your neurological protection of your brain. So are you getting the idea that this is total health and wellness, especially also for your brain? So yes, so Dr. Melody, sorry I took that.
So, well, before we get to that question, this follows up since you're talking about the gut and brain. The probiotics that are in the Mind Body Enhance, is there any need for us to continue taking the prebio and the probio?
Okay, that's a good question, and there may be just some differences of opinion about this among different medical advisory board, what they might think. But to understand that probiotics are strain specific. So when you look at your bottle of probiotics, we're going to say lactobacillus, phytobacterium, there's going to be all these little numbers. So what scientists have done is that they have studied the health benefits of each of these strains of these probiotics. And there's something called the World Gastroenterology Organization. They have this chart, pages long, of all the health benefits of these very specific strains of probiotics. So my feeling is that our probio is for general health and wellness. The strains of the probiotics, probably can comment on this, that are in our MD Enhance are specifically designed to work with those fibers and with the other nutrients to activate those anti-hunger hormones. So I'm going to continue to take a probiotic myself in addition, so I don't know what you all think about that. Okay.
Healthy gut, healthy brain.
Healthy gut, healthy brain.
Dr. Melody, so for those that are on the GLP-1 agonist injections and they want to, transfer over to us for the natural, come over to the bright side.
I'm going to get a little bit forward, and I'm going to say have everybody work with their physician or their provider, okay? We don't want to disrupt what good they've done. So as Marissa said, I'm an obesity medicine specialist. I've been using these, and I've been safely using these in my practice because I'm careful with what I do, and you'll notice a lot of people might have different stories because of how these have been, what social media and what influencers, and I can't even think of Hollywood, celebrities, thank you, have been using it. There's so many places using it incorrectly. So I'm very aware of what is out there, and I'm an advocate for weight loss done correctly. So I'm going to kind of say, don't say, hey, go off of this and go on this. But say, I have something that can really help you naturally increase your own GLP-1 and come along and support what you're already trying to do, and you're noticing that it is helping you on your weight loss journey. Let's have you go in and talk with your practitioner how you can safely start to reduce the peptide, the synthetic peptide that you're using. Whether, I won't use any names, but there's two big ones out there. And so just have them, don't demonize the synthetic synthetic out there, you will lose people, okay? To say I have something to naturally increase it and help you further on your journey, and let's work together. That's how I would do it.
And let me ask you something to that, myth or fact, when you are taking the synthetics, does this stop your own GLP-1 production? I've heard that, and so I want to be clear on that.
So of course, when you're using a synthetic, you're going to slow down what's naturally produced because your body does not have to do it now. It's relying on a medication to replace that. And many people are deficient in GLP-1. That's why it's working so well for so many people. So I will tell you, I think with our product is so wonderful because it's getting down to the root, which is your L cells, and promoting your L cells health and your intestinal health. That's where that prebiotic, probiotic, hopefully most of you are doing that. You're helping your gut. Joanne hit the nail on the head with kind of just those short chain fatty acids. Look it up, see how important they are for just more than just GLP-1 increase naturally in your gut. So what we're trying to do with our GLP-1 is naturally healing and promoting that L cell to work properly, and for those connections, for those receptors to be naturally upregulated. And so I would say, start them both, and then you can hopefully start to work with your practitioner on weaning beyond the synthetic. Hopefully that answers it.
That's great. Yes, thank you. Dr. Brett, what does dual amplification mean? Why do we need both of the products?
So, kind of going on how the formula is created. So, in the industry where my dad formulated over 200 natural products, like I've watched this process for a really long time. And so just know when typically think of formula, if you go on Amazon, look at a product, or you go like to the health food store and look at a product, there's a big amount of the same thing, right? So you might be like 15 over 50 of them. Like, how do you know each one does what you want to do? But in my philosophy, the most expensive product or position is one that does not help you, right? And so when these products, the way they're made, what my vendor looks to do is very different. Right? They're not saying, hey, we want to have people lose weight. They're saying, okay, why are people not losing weight? What is the process? What is the cellular process that's not working correctly for people of us to create food we should create? And is there a way for us to put a combination of natural substances together or systems to optimize that whole process? So when you look at the formula, there's 8 different plants, right, in the core. So why did they choose those 8? They spent a couple of years like doing the research, reading all the different things that had to do with like GLP-1 or weight loss, right? And then they started testing them and playing with them and combining them. And we're in a unique place in the world where you can look at plant extracts from all across the country and have a company big enough and willing to put the money into the research to look at possibilities that most of us would never look at, right? And it's a team, not one person. Okay, and then to kind of like come back and start testing together inside the cell and watch how the cell responds. Okay, we're all made of cells. A healthy cell is a healthy system, a healthy system is a healthy human. Right? So when they start testing that, and they say, okay, that responded, and they start looking at, hey, the gut connection. We talk about this gut-brain connection all the time. If we talk about it, okay, this is the hormone that does it. So we're focusing on this whole GLP, like hormone, but when they talk about dual amplification, is we're getting an increase in the hormone, but we're also getting an increase in how the body receives the hormone, and how the hormone and how the body responds to the hormone. That's what we need to do. All you need is like, hey, we're looking at the whole process. Like not just, hey, what is this? What does the brain need to go happier? But hey, the gut's involved in that, so we got to help the gut so the brain can be happy. Right? So when you look at the formula, there's some really fascinating. You can tease apart. Like you can tease apart every one of the ingredients. You say there's some benefit there. You come and say, well, why did you put this in? Why did you put this in there? For 2 years, and then having the capacity and the ability and wherewithal to test the individual things together. It's the same reason why, for example, Purdue does what it does. They're not special plants, but they're special on how they're put together and the results we get. Right? They're one the same way, and it is the same way, actually the same way. You look at the ingredients, you might be like me that says, hey, they look that special. Right? Because I can make something that looks like that. But to have the ability to test in the cell and say, hey, it didn't matter how much of each one we put in. It's the same thing with cooking. You can't just throw X of this and X of this and expect it to taste like grandma's. Right? It's got to be the same recipe, right? Put together the same way, the same ratios, whipped the same way. You just can't just throw egg in. If you put the egg whites, you have to put the egg whites, right? Otherwise, it's just going to turn out the same. Like, I love the fact that they've done the research to do that. So just keep it simple. Like, even though people, like, I've read the study, I look at that. It makes me super confident in what I have, makes me foolproof in what we have. And then I ask yourself the question, like, who else is talking? And who else is talking like this and answering this question? But also, like, look at the results we're having. Like, when I'm hearing friends and family members that I have struggled with, they help me get the results they want, with the knowledge that I have, and now I have something that's helping them, and they can have that food noise quieted, they get to lose that shame. Like, why do I crave crap I shouldn't crave? And because you have a group of scientists and professionals behind it that are, like, say, we want people to lose weight, we want them to do it the right way, we want to do it the way we want to communicate it the right way out. That's why dual amplification, right, and dual activation, because you have two systems working on really a lot more than just two. It's the whole way in which the body perceives that, which is why you're having people having the body fat percent loss and muscle maintain. That does not happen. It just doesn't. If you're not monitoring it, then you're in the old mindset of what the media wants you to be and look at the skin. So just please do the pictures, do the measurements, or ask your wife if you're married.
I have a question for you.
Hashtag I am activated and I am amplified. That's awesome.
I have a question for him. I have a question.
Okay.
It's what he talked about, the combination of the herbs and everything. When I started taking the GLP, and I noticed that some of the ingredients there I've already taken. I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2014. I took the metformin and Farxiga for 3 months, and I said no more. So I went natural, and so I've taken lemon balm, berberine, and whatever else I can find that reduces. Now, I started taking this and I noticed a drastic drop in my blood sugar. Should I stop what I had before and just, because this is a combination?
Yeah, so great question. So how many of you have done stuff before to try this weight? Like, right, taken something, done something, changed the diet? Okay. So we don't have to guess if this activates GLP-1. Like, we do not have to guess. Like, as much as I love what I've done for years and decades of teaching and training physicians, and I know my dad, like, he's brilliant for me. We didn't have the capacity or the ability or the finances to test things this way. You don't have to guess if this is going to activate GLP-1. You don't have to guess. Like, we know that, which is why we have patent pending. Like, you don't have to guess. Now, you are where you are currently based on what you're currently doing. All right. So if you're going to make changes, whether you're working with a physician, like Melanie and I refer back and forth. Like, I said, like, this is something like I sent her patients to do with it. Like, look, work with your physician. I'm like, you're going to make a lot more friends having a conversation than you are like telling them that they don't know what they're talking about. Right. So whatever you're currently using, that you're getting the results you are. So as you add these in, just know you probably may not need some of those things. And that may also be true as you if you've been on multiple medications and you're like, hey, I'm getting healthier, work with your clinician, because most clinicians would love you to be on less medication. Right? Remember, they only have the tools that they have because that's what they're told they have. And don't try to tell them that they don't know what they're doing, because their license is predicted upon the standard of care. So their standard of care, they need, if you have this kind of blood sugar, this kind of blood pressure, you're on this medication. If they don't do it, their license is in jeopardy. So please be nice to them. Right? Just show them by your before and after, show them by your results, so where they become curious. Like, the reason why we're up here is because we saw something, one of us saw something in somebody we cared about, that we wanted to, we decided to do some research on it. You say that way, I think you can have huge impact, and you'll start reducing some of those things off. Just know these, you'll get better results with these, which is why you're seeing it, because you're not having to guess. Like, this activates all the product Life Edge makes, guys. You don't have to guess.
Thank you so much. And I guess you would probably say this doesn't interfere with other medicines, except if you are thyroid, you just take your thyroid separately and you wait 30 minutes, correct? Okay. All right, last question. Joanne, I just asked Dr. Marisa, no, I'm just kidding. Joanne, obviously, do we need to take some of the others, activators in LifeVantage and the fat burn specifically? People have asked me that a lot.
Okay, so, fat burn. My recommendation for someone who is really wanting to change their life, working hard, take the GLP-1 my body products, I do recommend taking the fat burn for this reason. They work very differently. The fat burn works to convert your white fat to brown fat. And the brown fat is where biologically active it burns more calories. That's why I'm going to burn an extra 184 calories a day when you take the fat burn along with the Mind Body products. What is that going to do for you? That's going to help you in also in the long term with your weight maintenance, because this is a challenge with weight loss. Because I've worked with literally thousands, I've counseled literally thousands of people that I've worked with, and being a certified diabetes educator and working out in a nutrition clinic for all those years with people with weight management problems. The big challenge is keeping the weight off, right? So of course we know that you can stay on these products indefinitely. You may adjust your dose. We don't know, right? We don't know what people are going to need to do for the weight maintenance phase. But one thing's going to help you in the weight maintenance phase is if you can rev up their metabolism a little bit with the fat burn, and they're not going to interfere with each other. They work differently in different pathways, and you're going to get this terrific benefit of both. But I just want to add one thing, because I worked in cardiovascular hospital and a cardiovascular nutritionist for years. And number one issue that we saw at our hospital that contributed to all the heart problems that we saw was something called metabolic syndrome. The number one telltale sign of metabolic syndrome is this high waist circumference with a lot of toxic visceral fat. So what do our products do? Did you see that? Right, lowers 27%, lowers the toxic visceral fat. You can just see it in the pictures, right? This is this toxic fat, and people can be skinny fat. Their weight, the scale may say they're okay, but they can have this high waist circumferences that could increase their risk of cardiovascular diseases, and that's because of that toxic belly fat. So our products, which is just mind-boggling, but what it's going to do for people to reduce this, because it's also this toxic belly fat increases your insulin resistance, it can increase your blood pressure, it's pro-inflammatory, it causes inflammation throughout your whole body. So you can get the picture now about how much these products are going to change the overall health and wellness of all people that are taking them. Aren't you excited?
I am super excited. Thank you. That was fantastic. And just the last question, I'm going to wrap it up here, but how important is keeping Protandim NRF2 in your health regimen? Because some people will, may not understand the importance of that.
Well, I always tell people you're gonna have to pry NRF2 out of my dead hands. Like I will take it until the day I die, because this is a pathway that is so important, because you need antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress. You age. When you are dead, you don't age anymore. You're dead. So in my opinion, you need this until the day you die. And if you think about reducing visceral fat, what's happening as your visceral fat is going away, as it's being metabolized? You're releasing more free radicals. And you want to have something on board to help the cell release antioxidants to clean it up. Like your phase 1 and phase 2, any of you guys who are in here who love science, you need glutathione, you need an active detoxification pathway in your liver. It's made to do this for you naturally. NRF2 is supporting that. So as you are optimizing your health, you need NRF2 to help clean up and put out that fire every single second, every single minute of every single day. So you have to take NRF2 until the day you die.
Any last thoughts?
No, I appreciate you guys all being here. So what we have is a gift, and I really think it is. And not only from a product standpoint, but a you will touch because of the stories that we share and the science that we share. There's a lot of people that would never see a chiropractor. Like I've been told a lot of times, you're just a chiropractor. I am a chiropractor, proud to be. But the stories that we share, the impact that we all have together, is life-changing. So please take our confidence in the products. You've got some unique specialties here in the sense of like what we each see and how we kind of see the world of medicine. We have a very common bond in what we do, which is try to help people get what they want, which is their health back. And also for us, like none of this would be possible to be here on a Saturday if there wasn't financial side. Okay, so this business has given me more time back with my family. And to be able to say yes to do things, to be able to like reach somebody on a table or something like that, that's just who I am. But like, this can be life-changing for individuals financially too. Because one thing you'll need till the day you die is number 2, and money. And then they need money when you die, right? And so, like for me, this is a blessing to have all of them. I have a huge passion for health and wellness. I have a huge passion for financial independence for me and my family, and a community that I can be a part of that has that same mission. So, and leaders that are in this room that help us all become better than we can be.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Any last thoughts?
I want to say that, the gift of health that we have to give people, what it's done for me personally for 14 years. I just turned 75, so I can tell you that products have literally changed my life, and I am living healthy and well. And just a side note, I just came back from the Mediterranean cruise in 2 days, and I climbed all those steps. Unbelievable, I went all the strenuous tours I could find. You know, walking out the 10 to 12,000 steps a day and doing all of that. So listen, you young people out there, stay on these products. Don't go off. Take them all, and you can do what I'm doing at 75 and be healthy and well. And I just want one last thing too about the products. I gave a webinar recently. One of the titles of one of my slides was, "Is your microbiome making you fat?" So we talk about. We get to root cause in life antiques, right? We don't just put on band-aids of the problems, outcomes. We are correcting and fixing the microbiome in your gut. So this has been a problem. I mean, we've destroyed our microbiome. This country is toxic foods and drugs and prescription medicines and stress and glyphosate, herbicides in your food. So we've destroyed our microbiome. And these products are going to fix your microbiome in your gut, and that's the root cause. So I realized these products are like something like I think I've been waiting for my whole life to think about, but I could offer people, honestly. Fix the root cause and fix your microbiome. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And she's a pickleball champion for community.